Happy Masters Week. This is arguably the best 4 days of the sports betting season, of just the sports calendar season in general. I absolutely love the Masters, so let's get into it. For those of you who are just finding this channel for the first time, wondering, who is this guy and why should I care? Real quick, I've been sharing my golf bets for over a season now, or over a year now, since last season. And arguably, humbly, I guess, one of the best golf prognosticators, if you will, out there. I would put my record from last year up against literally anybody. Hit 10 outrights, profited over 103 units. During the season, during that time, I also wrote articles for oddsjam.com. So if you want to go back and take a look at any of those archives, they're all back there on the golf page. So that's who I am. You know, Sports better in general, and this channel I've taken a bit of a respite from. I've been really busy with handicapping and betting basketball since November. I think the last upload was for the Tour Championship, but I'm going to be a lot more active uploading content for the golf tournaments for the rest of the season, as well as some NBA playoff content as well. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into what everyone's here for, the master picks themselves. So the format's going to be, I'm going to give three outrights, and then I'm going to have some derivatives associated with each golfer as well. So my first bet, Rory McIlroy, plus 750. Absolutely love Rory this week. The last time I liked him this much was back at the Tour Championship. That was actually my favorite pick of the season last year, and he ended up coming through in spades in the final round. That video is on the channel if you're so inclined to go back and listen to my reasoning there. But Rory's coming in really good form. He had the win at the Dubai Classic at the end of January. Then he finished T2 at the Arnold Palmer at Bay Hill beginning of March. And then, Phoenix Open, nothing great there, but I didn't really mind that because I didn't want him red hot coming into the Masters. And then 2 weeks ago at the match play, played really well and, had a chance to win. But the thing that I was most encouraged by was his putting. And, that's why I love Rory this week. Everyone knows that, the Masters is the last leg for him in his career Grand Slam. And there's no question that this has been a lot of pressure on him, over the past, half decade coming here to Augusta, knowing that, this is the final leg. I love the team that Rory has around him now. He hired Bob Rotella as his sports psychologist, and he has Brad Faxton, the legendary putting coach, helping him with his putting. And apparently, it's really been paying off. He went back to his old putter, and in a practice round, he had a round where he only used 19 putts. So if Rory can get back to being that elite putter that he was a few years ago, because that's really the only weakness in his game right now, and that's why he switched putters. That's why he hired Brad Faxton. But yeah, like a few years ago, he was number one in the PGA in strokes gained putting from 10 to 15 feet, which is birdie territory. He's like outside the 150. Over the past few months in the new season, but I'm hoping that, and if the match play is any indication, he made seven putts in a row down the stretch on Sunday of 7 feet or beyond. So I think Faxton straightened things out. He likes the new putter, and Rory's a guy who gets just a lot of motivation from all this live nonsense. He was absolutely jacked when he beat Reed at the Desert Dubai. Not that was some big tournament, but it was just the fact that he could stick it to the live guy. And I think the fact that all these guys are going to be here is just going to be more motivation for him. And yeah, I mean, he rates out very well. in the model, inside the top 30 in every predictive category. And he's first in strokes gained total, second in strokes gained tee to green, second in strokes gained birdies. So, he has everything that I'm looking for this week, and most importantly, he got a great draw for once. He's been burned with some bad draws in the past, but this week, there's no question that weather's going to come into play. The rain's going to be awful Friday afternoon. So any guys who are playing then are going to be at a big disadvantage. Rory got the Thursday afternoon, Friday morning draw, which is his preferred draw anyway. Likes to go out late, get hot, and then come right back the next day and follow up where he left off. So I'm only looking to back guys who are in that Thursday Friday pairing late early, because I think some guys who are going to have a late Friday tee time, unfortunately, they're just going to be disqualified based on a bad draw. So Rory, love him to get it done. That's my favorite pick. I'm also taking him top 10 at minus 125 on DraftKings as well. Next up is Jason Day at 2,800 on Bet Online. I love Rory, obviously, but if it's not Rory, I think it could very well be Jason Day's year. Day has been on an absolute tear this year. Now that he's healthy, like he was dealing with a bevy of different health issues from vertigo to back injuries that have really impacted him on and off the course over the past 2 years. But he's finally healthy. And let's not forget that, at one point in time, Day was the number one golfer in the world. And it was actually 10 years ago that he had the lead going into the 18th hole at Augusta when he ultimately finished bogey, and that was the year that Adam Scott won. And Adam Scott became the first Australian to win. So 10 years later could be nice retribution for Day to get that monkey off his back and, get his first green jacket. His form has been excellent. Finished T7 at the Farmers beginning of the year. Solo fifth at the Phoenix Open. T9 at the Genesis. T10 at the Arnold Palmer. And then T19 at the Players' Championship. So he hasn't finished outside the top 20 since the beginning of the year. Statistically, really zero holes in his game. Ranks 7th in strokes gained total. And again, he ranks inside the top 29 in all predictive categories that I'm looking at this week. As far as his history at the Masters, he did miss the cut in 2021 and 2020. But again, that was back when he was dealing with all sorts of health problems, when his back was all jacked up. Before that, from 2019 back to 2013, for 8 years in a row, he finished T5, T20, T22, T10, T28, T20, and third, the year that he ended up choking it 10 years ago. So, Day, love him this week. Also taking him top 10 plus 250 over on Bet Rivers, and top 20 minus 110 over on Bet Online. And then the last guy this week, Jordan Spieth, 20-1 over on Bet Online. Spieth, there's really nothing that you can't say about this guy at Augusta. He actually has the record for the aggregate lowest rounds of all time. Previous Master winner back in 2015, runner-up in 2016, T11, 2017, 2018 third, 2019 21st, 2021 T3. Last year he did miss the cut, but that was when he was really struggling. That's absolutely not the case. Spieth's another guy who's coming in amazing form. T6 at the Waste Open, T4 at the Arnold Palmer, T19 at the Players, and then T3 last week. And he very easily could have won two of those tournaments if it wasn't for just some unfortunate late Sunday variance. So Spieth, again, this is a guy who just his game's tailor made for Augusta. He knows the course so well. One of the most creative guys as far as being able to work his way around the course. He ranks very well in the model. He's only 28th in strokes gained total. But as far as scrambling is concerned, he's one of the best, as he always is. His putting has been very, that's my only concern is his putting's been dicey. But that being said, he's always putted well here at Augusta, and there's something to be said about the guys who have a lot of experience here. They just know where, how the greens read, and that's why any debutant or any guys who don't have much experience, I have zero interest in backing at Augusta. Typically my betting card will be bigger than just three guys, but not to say that only a handful of guys can win it this week, but I would be surprised if outside of a guy like Finau or Cam Smith or maybe Xander, that someone outside of these three or Scotty or Rahm end up winning this thing. Augusta's where the cream rises to the top, and experience absolutely matters. So I'm also taking Spieth top 10 plus 185 on Bet Online, and top 20 minus 130. That's on Bet Online as well. So those are my picks for this week. Really confident that we have the winner here. I think Rory gets it done. Probably in dramatic fashion. I would love to see him versus a live defector. Come Sunday, maybe him versus Cam Smith, and he gets his revenge for the U.S. Open collapse, or for the British Open collapse, rather. That would be awesome. But that's my card. We're going to go into Randall's card here. Randall's my real good friend. We did a lot of the golf betting together last season. Unfortunately, he's at the Pacers game tonight, so he couldn't come on and do this. But I'm going to share his card here. So we have a lot of the same. He likes Rory, he likes Spieth, and then he has a little bit more of a robust card than I do. But best of luck, guys. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We'll be having a lot of golf content on here moving forward, as well as other sports betting content. So if that's what you're into, you can look forward to some more videos coming in the future. Best of luck with your bets, and let's go, Rory.